It's like 2 seconds after the sip, the pepper's like,
hey,
sounds. I'm here. And you're like, hi.
Hello everybody. We are having our very first Mock-Ups and Friends.
Mock-Ups and Friends!
Edition. We have the ineffable Ellie Heath with us today. Comedienne, songstress, gal about town.
Yeah.
The people's gal of Edmonton.
Yeah.
So we are going to be making a drink out of the new volume of Mock-Ups, Volume 2. We are going to be making the Glenfibbit Scotch.
Yeah, that excited me just because when I was drinking cocktails, I was like definitely into cocktails that were like really heavy on the flavor, and I often liked, you know, Scotch based or like whiskey based cocktails. So I don't know, I was just interested to see, you know, what would the recreation of that be? What would that be like without alcohol? Would it be as satisfying? Would it be as much of like an experience, I guess?
We're gonna try it out. So this one is interesting because it's only made with 2 ingredients.
Oh.
Yeah. We got black peppercorn.
Spicy. Love it.
So I like the black peppercorn on this one because it gives it that little bit of burn.
Okay.
A bit of that boozy burn. But we've got, you know, to sort of bring the smokiness. Have you tried black cardamom before?
No. Oh my gosh.
Interesting, right?
Just smelling that, like that does have that kind of like scotchy, woody kind of like,
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, it's because like I definitely miss, you know, like that first sip of scotch where like, especially on an, not that I'm encouraging drinking on an empty stomach, but like, you know how when it just like goes down your throat and it feels like campfire and then like pools in your belly and you're like, oh yeah, it feels so good. Yes. Yeah, I felt a little bit of that sensation smelling that.
So we've got like, I think 20 in here. You can do 15 to 20 of these. These are a little puny, so I did 20.
Okay.
I'm just gonna dump them in there.
So we're grinding all of them. How are we grinding them to like a fine dust?
No, we're just gonna crush them lightly. So we just kind of want to like wake them up a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we're gonna do with these now is we are going to just dump them in a pan.
Okay.
Or a pot.
Okay.
Put in 2 cups of water.
Okay. Yep, okay, I can do that. Like, I have experience in pouring water.
So I've said this before, but a lot of simple syrups will use 1 cup of water and 1 cup of sugar. I don't really like using a lot of sugar in my drinks. I just feel like mocktails are a way to get away from that.
Yeah.
So this way I just use 2 cups of water and then I add honey at the end. I don't add honey at the beginning because I find when you boil it, it kind of changes the texture and it can remove some of the enzymes. So,
okay.
That is why I do it this way.
Good to know.
Chuck it in there. Awesome. And then we want to put that on high and bring it to a boil. I forgot to say where we are.
So we're in the show suite at Stadium Yards. Stadium Yards is a new urban community in Edmonton. It's located sort of right next door to the Commonwealth Stadium. And so yeah, they've let us use their kitchen in the show suite today to do,
it's really
to
pretty.
do all this. So.
I want to move in here.
It's very nice, yeah. Ines Handis from Tailored Interior did the design.
And next up, we are going to do the second flavor in the Glenfibbit, which is the black peppercorn. So we measured out 2 tablespoons of, 1.5 tablespoons of whole peppercorns there.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and chuck that in our other pot.
Oh, so
you can grind it if you really want to.
Winning already! I can just do this.
Perfect. And then we're going to grind about like half a tablespoon's worth of pepper in there.
Okay.
So we're gonna do 2 cups of water of this.
Okay.
Also, I hope you're not allergic to black pepper because it's gonna get really peppery in here. We're gonna make the show suite smell really good.
Okay. Okay, so we'll do that.
Perfect. And then we will turn that up to a boil. The reason I don't do these together in the same pot, which would be easier, is that they sort of have different simmering times. So the pepper gets full of flavor really fast. So I only let that simmer for about 5 minutes, and I let it sit for about an hour. The black cardamom, I'll simmer it for 20 minutes and then let that sit usually overnight. So because we have TV magic going on here, we actually have some prepared.
Yay!
I normally do like a 1-to-1 ratio of this.
Okay.
So 1 ounce of the cardamom, which I think would be this one. So it just smells like honey. So I think, again, you can kind of play with how much of that you want.
Okay.
We have that going behind us, and basically I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of honey to cardamom when it's time to take it off and let it sit overnight and then strain it. The black pepper, I usually let that sit for about an hour and then strain it. And then just chuck them in bottles like this and you are good to go. These are going to be stiff drinks. Maybe like 5 fingers. So this is the pepper one, and I didn't sweeten this one because having them both be sweet would be too much.
Oh, nice.
And cheers!
Cheers!
To the Glenfibbit.
Oh, I like that! I really like that. The flavors sort of unravel after you've taken the sip.
Yeah.
You get punched with a little bit of flavor, but then it like, it's like, oh, and here's a little bit more of this, and here's some of this, and that's great. Like, you don't get that in a lot of non-alcoholic drinks.
The vents have come on from our steam cooking.
It's good. Stadium yards, it works. The building,
Stadium yards, it works. So the Scotch is that simple. It's just 2 spices. You can even just make it straight up cardamom if you want, but I think you'd be missing something without the pepper. So.
I really like the pepper part of it. I like the idea of reading a book and sipping one of these.
with no repercussions, so you can pour as many fingers as you want.
Right? And not sending like weird texts to friends the next day. I have texted worse than that. I'm just not talking about it.
Maybe after a few of these you will.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers!